Okay. Good evening, Caroline. Grabbing my tea. I will be right there. Right. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? I hope you've had a good day. Oh, I guess my stevia didn't stay in the little strainer. It's all over, all over the tea there. Okay. Well, uh, I think we're just going to jump in. I have been in the art bus for a while now, and wow, it's just a beautiful day here. And the creek is running high, and well, not really running high, but it's running good. I can hear it. Um, Yesterday, when I was thinking about the live stream, I was thinking about the cats and the cat cards, and um, I realize I've done watercolor on the let's see, on the cats after I did the line work, but I've never really explored making or painting watercolor cats. And so, well, hi. Yeah, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to those that celebrate. Caroline had a lovely day playing in the studio. Stitches out tomorrow. Yes. Well, it's kind of an inspiring challenge to learn to create and do stuff with your non-dominant hand. I just saw my big mess over there. See right there? This is stuff I have to sort through because I still am working on just one surface area instead of my big table. Because I am building, this is part of it, I'm building a table surface that elevates up and goes back down. And then when you put the two tables together, you can have a big table or two different workstations. And so today, after the live stream, I'm going to finish making it. But I started it with that board right there. So everything's kind of in a pile over there. So ignore my messes. It's part of creative life. See if I can get the camera a little bit closer to seeing things better. Okay. So, hey BJ, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Mother's Day is a little bit of a mm, it's one of those things where I lost my mom when I was 20. And so for a while, Mother's Day was very difficult. Uh, and then I had my own kids, which, that's what it became about. And then when the empty nest happened and everyone is living in different areas and stuff, it's a little bit bittersweet. And some of my kids are moms now, which is wonderful. And so I think I try to think about the positive things. I still miss my mom, but that's never going to go away. Anyway, uh, so an interesting thing happened a couple weeks ago. Someone messaged me about sending me a watercolor set from their company, and I said sure. Um, so I guess the only thing I have to do is review it on a video sometime. Not gonna review it today, but I am gonna use it for the first time today. And so, this has been my watercolor set since 2022. I lived in a van and traveled around with my husband, and we had a tiny, you know, living space. I think it was 65 square feet total. And so I really didn't have any place to do art, except for a smaller TV tray. And I got this little travel watercolor set at Michael's. And ever since then, this is the watercolor set I've been using. Mind you, I didn't really do any art much until I started kind of playing around in 2024. But so I do like this little set. It's Koi is the brand. I have a I have a sticker over it, but that's a Koi brand watercolor set. Um, this is not branded, so to speak, but it is called Woomer, I think. And I haven't even finished doing the colors, but I noticed that they're a lot more intense. Like the colors are more rich in this set. And so, anyways, for a little quick comparison, I'm not really sure how I feel because I'm not a watercolor expert or anything, but this is the green from the new set, and this is the green from my old set, which this one's a lot more intense. This one's more faded and like muted, which I like both. I don't really have a, I'm not a watercolor expert to know like what the differences are. But I thought I would play with that because I want to do some of these cats just full on for practice. Like I haven't spent any time doing this, so this would be starting the practice of watercolor cats, because this is really pen and ink cats with watercolor accents. um, and yeah, I thought it'd be fun to try and play around, and just I'm using my little mixed media uh, sketchbook. So you guys are more than welcome to work on whatever art you're working on. Let's see. Oh, lots of chats. Lots of chats. Oh yeah, UK Mother's Day was a couple months back. Um, yeah. Yeah, my mom and I were just getting to be at the friendship stage in our relationship. Um, although I remember uh, the last time I saw her alive, we were, she was visiting me, but I was like still in the mom, you're embarrassing me stage. So I do have that in my head. Uh, but I know she loved me and she really wanted the best for me and stuff. So she was a good mom. Hey Jess, you made it. Nice watercolor set. Happy Mother's Day, Nat. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. I can't think of a better way to spend the day than to paint and create. So, yeah. Happy Sunday, Allie. Sun's out, man. It's a beautiful day here in the forest. Um, let's see what we got. Okay, move this over. I thought I got my little neocolors out too because I thought I might use those, but yeah, I'm just gonna start like trying to paint a cat, which is new for me. And I thought it'd be fun to do with Butch, the orange tabby first. Then we don't have to deal with how do we paint Winter, who is all white. Um, but yeah, I just thought I would grab a pose from the deck. Maybe that one. Maybe this one. Some options. No. Let's see here. And I'm just gonna go for it because I don't really know how to start other than just start. And we're going to play with lighter. I still don't know these colors very well. 1, 2, 3. We'll do this one. Oh, wow. Hmm. I guess you use this thing as a, I don't know. I don't know what you use. I haven't used one of these sets before. My newbiness is coming out. Oh, I imagine it looked different on watercolor paper. Oh, he's a short. Okay, this is funny. A lot different when I'm not drawing it first. I should probably draw it first. All that to say is, don't be afraid to try new things, guys. uh, you never know what you're going to do or how you're going to figure things out if you don't start. I know that I need to start again, but I'm just going to keep going with this as a practice little one. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to go get some watercolor paper. It's right over here, I hope. Okay. Get it wet first. Mm. And I'm going to draw first. Oh, thank you. Virtual hugs. Yeah, we're always learning. Bread loaf kitty. Yep. Well, yeah, this is more of an acrylic mega brush, but I just used it to get water all over the watercolor paper right now. I got these to do big paintings that I never did. I was very ambitious about that. Uh, but I'm not giving up on that dream. Maybe one day I'll do a big painting and it'll be like, wow, that's such a cool painting. But right now, the paintings are hiding that I've made because I can't even look at them. Keeping it real. Hmm. Anyways, okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see if I have a light color pencil. Maybe not. We'll do the bread loaf kitty. Why not? Start a different one. I'm just going to go smaller too. This is just practice. So, but it's kind of going out of my comfort zone in real time. trying new paints, new techniques, new things. I'll go a little lighter with the first run here. Can you guys hear the creek? Such a pretty sound. It's very relaxing. Oh, got some watercolor bleeding out over here. Bleeding out. That's probably not the right word. Woo! Not quite bleeding out. All the watercolor experts were like, yes, we thought that was going to happen. Let that dry a little bit before I try to do some stripes on them. This one's a more recent card that I did, I think, recently. Last week, maybe? I'm going to do a sitting up pose of Butch. Oh, the loafy one dries some more. I'm not gonna make it visually accurate for Butch because he has a little bit of a white belly in there, and I didn't keep that. That's all right. Hmm. I don't know how you really draw. I didn't really when I use the liner first, then I know where the things are, and I use the ink to um I don't know, kind of give me guidance. And then I didn't even draw his eyes. So this is funny. But it's all an experiment. It's all very, very okay. Who cares? So one of the people I like to follow who inspires me on Substack is called the Prodigal Artist, and she talks about everything is a stepping stone. So even when you're like painting or drawing and you're not happy with how it's going or whatever, you're just moving forward and you're taking steps in the right direction of creating. So everything is like a learning process. Yeah. Um, I mean, you can tell those are cats, but they're blobs, but yeah. I wonder if I use the Neocolor, if I can do some, um, what do you call it? Bring out some of the, shapes of his nose and stuff. I think this is probably too light. Yeah, it's too light and that's too wet. Get some more paper out. It's not attached to this paper. Okay, we're gonna use scissors if I can find them. There we go. I don't think I'm gonna make this paper as wet as the other paper was. There we go. So maybe I start with a crayon. Mm. Yes, giving up control. Giving up control is hard to do, definitely. I had this grand idea in my head, like, oh, I could do blobs and then make them into cats. Maybe we'll wait until I'm a little bit more comfortable with just even doing a watercolor cat. I'm always like biting off more than I can really chew and then seeing how that goes. So that's kind of funny. But I think the little crayon is helping me kind of keep some of the shape and remembering to leave the eyes and the white spots. So I kind of like that technique that I just figured out by trial and error. Uh, I think I've been just holding on to the idea of painting with watercolor and not doing it because it's unknown. It's putting little watercolor accents on, the cat cards or here and there trying watercolor outside or whatever, is a lot different than like practicing it and like purposefully learning it, which is how I feel I'm kind of like starting. Um, and I want to keep that process, enjoying the process more than worrying about the outcome. I want to try to keep that mindset that I've had. The collage cards really help me with that. And I don't want to lose that because if I overthink it all, then I'll just fold everything up and never do it again. You know? Also, uh, I feel like watercolor helps you slow down um, and be more patient and present, kind of like the cats are, because I can't just run in and paint on top of it while it's wet. I have to let it dry a little bit. So that's a little bit of a, oh yeah. We'll just make his tail orange up there. I think it's white, but I made a line, so it's not going to be white today. Not quite dry enough. Just take a second, Nat. You don't got to rush. Tea break. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Using wax to keep white, or I do have I'll show you what I have. A regular white Crayola works as a resist and does a regular as does a regular candle, a candor. Yeah, I have this masking fluid over there in my supplies. I might get out also, which I forgot about. So throughout my life, I have gone through, phases like we all do of feeling like I had more time and I want to try to do art, and I'd get supplies and then, the reality of life would come into play and I wouldn't spend time doing the things. So I do have an accumulation of art supplies through the years that I've tried to keep because they're, they hold value. And so um, I might get that out and play with that, see how I can do his whiskers and stuff. I have acrylic markers. I don't think I've done anything recently to show you all, but I have the Posca pens, and I also have half of a set of Arteza. Back when the pandemic was happening, I got uh, a set from Arteza because my Posca pens were, I thought, they were drying out, and I thought it was maybe too soon for them to dry out. So I was like, let me try a different brand. But Arteza actually dried out faster than Posca. But I did have a lot of colors, and that was fun. I don't think I can access them, but I was painting on wood. I was seeing if I had one in here. I was doing like ocean scenes on wood. But I like the Posca pens. I have, I think, a white one over here that I can grab. And a small white one and a black one. And then I have colors over there, under all that pile of stuff. And thanks for the tip, Allie. I will get my little regular crayons out. Oops. This dry now? Looks dry. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. 1, 2. Maybe not so much. Maybe a different size brush. I don't know. Just play. Yeah. Same size. Different size. Oh, I dropped the size that I was going to use here. Nope, that wasn't the size. Mm-hmm. Okay, no big deal. Practice, practicing. We're not holding this in a sacred place. It's just enjoyment, having fun, learning. Oh, man. Nope. Okay. I should be forbidden to use that sponge ever again. 'Cause it has acrylic on it, and acrylic, when it gets wet, acts up again. Mm. Giving up control. Let's see if we can go a little bit fainter on the stripes because we can always make them more. He has like these upside down Y's that like meet his eyeballs. Um, One thing about this set is it has white in it, which is how I make the pink noses. Pink in the ear. So I can't use that sponge, but I have a big blob of water. I can soak it up with a brush. Yeah, that worked. Yay. Five Below. Five Below has wonderful selection of art supplies for a very good price. And Allie says she's painting along with her cheap watercolor set. Very cool. I'm glad when people are noisy. Hold on. I'm glad when y'all paint along. It does feel different. Like when I know you're painting along, it feels like we're truly like hanging out together in like a little space, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. Also, speaking of that, I think it's next Saturday. We're doing a Google Meet. So after today, like by tomorrow, I'll put a link in the community tab for the Google Meet. And so all you need to do on Saturday, I think at 12 p.m. we said, is join. And you can put your camera on or you can leave your camera off. And we're going to do art and hang out, probably chit chat a little. And yeah, that'll be Saturday at noon Eastern. I don't know. definitely dark enough there. Yeah. I always learn best by doing. Like, I could watch a million videos, YouTube videos or tutorial videos or whatever, and it doesn't click with me until I actually do it or fail at it or make an effort of some kind. I don't know if anyone else is that way. So I think that's why it just suits me so well to just play and learn and explore like in real time on here because it feels very natural for me to figure things out and experiment. Like I want to learn from this session, which I already did. I learned that, well, that's a totally different green than that. I learned that starting on wet paper is a lot different than starting on dry paper. Although I like the way that the colors blended on here and how like soft is the word they are. And then I've also learned like to use some type of crayon or something to draw what I'm going to paint first because it's easier um, to kind of keep the shape and allow for things like the white of the eyes and stuff, which I didn't do on the first run. I also learned not to use my watercolor sponge to dab water on my painting. So there's a lot of things I learned while I'm doing this. Mm. Still not really sure how to do this fur down here and how to kind of show that it's a white fluffy belly. I think getting the maybe doing something like I did with winter, where I do a little bit of colored lines to show the fur. Yeah, that might be something I do. Hmm. Me. So that I didn't mask the whiskers. I wondered if I should just paint them on, like maybe a really light color. It's weird to see a color for the whiskers when it's not like pen and ink, because the whiskers are white. But we can think outside the box, right? I can find a tiny enough paintbrush. And I don't know that I can. They all seem bigger than I want. Maybe this one. It's really tiny. We'll see. I also don't know what any of these colors are. That's like a, I should know that. I think I know that whole row. I think brown is over here. All right, we'll try that. Still kind of a fat brush. Mhm. Yeah, it just feels weird having like brown whiskers on a cat. Oh well. What are you gonna do? I do like his eyeballs. His eyes are very his eyes actually remind me of Winter because Butch has very sweet eyes. It's not that Winter doesn't, but Winter has more of a grumpy expression with his eyes, even though he's not a grumpy cat. He has more of a grumpy natural expression. And Butch, in this particular area right here, looks more like Winter's eyes than Butch's eyes. Let's see. Wild says, so if I mess up my white, I sometimes come back with white gouache. Ooh, nice. Joanne, thank you. Thank you guys. That means a lot. I like today I feel kind of vulnerable. I'm trying something new publicly. I'm trying these new watercolors I haven't tried before. I'm trying to paint cats, even though I've drawn the cats. Uh, it's a process of learning and growing, and I think that it's so important that we remember that it's okay to learn and to grow and try new things, and uh, you know, it's okay to not be like wowing everyone with your art all the time. You got to take the time to figure out what you like to do. And I didn't even know I liked to do collage until I started doing it here on the channel. So, uh, yeah, hopefully it inspired you to try something new with your art. And I don't love what I did today, but I love that I learned today. And I love that I'm going to find my masking fluid. I'm going to play with the white crown or wax. I'm going to play with those things because I want to see what I can do. And so that's kind of where the magic happens, right? Also, I have scratch paper for something in the future. But yeah, I like these guys too. I'm not done with these guys either. But you know, stepping stones, right? Just have fun. Yeah. Um yeah, so if y'all are up for it, we're going to do a live Google Meet where we can be on video if you want. That's not a requirement. We're not going to pressure you. I know a lot of people aren't comfortable being on video, and that's totally cool. We can all hang out and create stuff together. Next Saturday, I'm still doing the regular live stream on Sunday, but this is more of a meetup where we can interact and talk and have words. Um, let's see. Oh, that's okay. Caroline, you never have to apologize. Yeah, thank you. Good, Jess. Thank you. Uh, yeah, just have fun, just play, just explore, you know, try different things, try new mediums. I don't know. I don't know the difference between koi watercolor and this watercolor or Winsor and Newton. I think I had those in a supply bag once where you like squeeze the watercolor out of the tube. That's been probably more than 20 years that I've done that. So I don't really know the difference, but I like that watercolor. I think it seems like it's nice. It's very bold. All the colors are very bold, so I have to like, which is probably normal, but it just is bolder than I'm used to. Um, but yeah, I like it. I think I like the variety. I like the multiples of yellow, multiples of oranges goes into multiples of reds. There's a lot of options, but yeah, I'm gonna keep playing with that. And I think by the live stream, I should have my new art tables installed and ready to use. So I'll show you guys that probably on the live stream next Sunday, um, or maybe the Google Meet if people want to see it. And again, I'll mention the art retreat. Um, I'm meeting with the property owner today, not today, Monday or Tuesday. We haven't decided a time yet. As well as my friend who is good at organizing things. We're going to have a video conference. And so, yeah, we're going to figure out some details. So the basic details of the art retreat are it's going to take place here in East Tennessee the first weekend in November. I believe it's going to be 3 full days. There's going to be opportunity to stay longer if you wish, or come sooner than the retreat if you wish. This is a private campground that I currently live at. Um, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's going to be beautiful then. It's going to be, it should be peak fall colors. Um, and so right now, that's kind of all I know. And I will be releasing more details as I know. However, if that interests you at all, please email me. I don't like to write the email on the thing because I think about bots scraping it. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but it used to be a thing. And so my email is natsilverart@gmail.com. And if you put in the subject line interested in art retreat or art retreat question or yes, I'm coming to the art retreat no matter what. I'm just kidding. I don't really, just in the subject line, reference the art retreat and let me know so I can keep in touch with those that want to go to the art retreat because eventually it'll get to a point where I won't have any more spaces. I think I might have, depending on what people do, be anywhere between 10 and 12 spots. So it'll be an intimate gathering of creative souls in the Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee during peak fall colors. And it's going to be, I'm not a hypey person, so it's going to be low key. It's going to be among nature. We're going to have creative time and social hangouts by the campfire and stuff like that by the creek. So, yeah. So email me, natsilverart@gmail.com, if you're remotely interested in it. That way I can kind of keep in touch. I'm not going to spam you, but I'm just going to like stay in touch with you about it. And after we get our stuff together, then I can be more formal with, this is what's going to be involved, and this is how much it costs, and this is all the things that we're offering, and this is where you can stay and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, if you don't have a rig or a tent, there are 2 rentals here on the property. And we might have more options between now and then, but that's right now. I have that right in my head. I have 2 rentals, and you can bring a car to camp in. You can bring a tent to camp in. You can bring your rig to camp in, if you have a rig. So there's tons of ideas there. And then also, um, you know, if I really need to, then I have a other resource I can look into as well for people to stay. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for exploring watercolor with me today. And I hope that that just frees you up to go try something new or play with something you've been a little nervous about starting. It's not going to bite you. If I can do it publicly in front of everyone, you guys can do it. I believe in you. And yeah, it was fun. And we'll see you. Well, I'm going to drop a video Friday morning, and then Saturday at noon, the Google Meet. That'll be in the post. And then next Sunday, live stream at 1 p.m. again. And I appreciate y'all, and I hope that y'all have a beautiful day today. And remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And we'll see you next time. Bye.